Hello, and welcome to the official Home Button Podcast. I'm your host, Matt. Joining me this week is Nate.
Hello.
That's Nate.
That's me.
That's Gabe. Gabe is also here.
Why is my name tag backwards?
Well, it's
It's
backwards
for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm
that's
also
Emilio.
Yeah.
And Emilio is also here. Wonderful.
from remote location, Orlando, Florida.
Emilio is at the Nintendo Florida home base, which they definitely have and exists and is real.
Dublin, Tennessee.
That's not a thing. So this week we're going to talk about Nintendo and their
Nintendo.
Nintendo. Who does
Sega
what Nintendo?
does what Nintendo.
Yeah, Sega.
Genesis.
Basically, we're going to talk about how Sega has rise and just stayed at the top ever since they made that sick commercial.
Yes.
Which is definitely how it worked out for them. We're going to talk about Nintendo and their consoles and how we feel about how they're doing. Really, I am more of going to be a moderator for the show because I have thoughts on Nintendo, and maybe I'll chime in a little bit, but I have only basically owned a 3DS and played a few games, and then I sold it because I realized I don't play handhelds enough. So, I've never owned a Nintendo platform other than that, so like my thoughts are just like, here's what I think about Nintendo. I've never played any of their games, but fuck them. I don't dislike Nintendo in any way, but anyway. So we're gonna do a roundtable of just kind of everyone's maybe history with Nintendo and their favorite game or series of games from that company, and go for it.
Who are we starting with?
I'll go.
Any of you?
I'll go.
Yes.
All right. My name's Emilio Fornatora. I'm a film major. My first console was a SNES. I think my first console was a SNES. I've owned pretty much every main Nintendo console after that, except for the Wii U. And I think my favorite franchise is gonna have to be Paper Mario or Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. That's such a good game, and I think one other would have to be Super Mario Sunshine is one of my favorites.
You don't have a Wii U.
I don't. Yeah, but I don't know. I love Nintendo a lot. I have a 3DS right now, but I'm gonna sell that and try and get the new. I'm thinking of getting a lot of games for that. I can't wait for Majora's Mask. I love Legend of Zelda as well. So,
Yeah.
Gabe,
Alright.
how do you like Nintendo, Gabe? Hot,
I think they're
warm, or
okay.
just right? Yeah.
They're alright. I grew up with Nintendo. I only played Nintendo games for a really long time, so I'm a little bit biased, but also slightly jaded by Nintendo products at this point. I want to try other things, but also they keep bringing me back with new things. I have a Wii U. I started with the GameCube, the Game Boy Advance actually. After I got a PlayStation 2, and none of the games really appealed to me because I was 6, and I wanted to play Mario Kart, and I wanted to play Kirby, and I really like those games. My favorite Nintendo games would probably be Kirby and Nightmare Dreamland, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, and Mario Kart Double Dash.
God, there's so many. It's hard to pick any for me. I said like 4 Mario games, but I'm sitting here. I'm like.
It is hard, but those are the ones I have the most memories with.
I feel like I definitely have like that one game from each Nintendo platform that has stood out to me as my favorite game from that generation, I guess.
Yeah, well, I kind of missed out on the NES, the SNES. I played a lot of Nintendo 64 with my cousins, though. And, I have a Wii U, I have a
64
3DS.
is so good.
I'll probably get a new 3DS. I want the red one. I like red.
No, hey, it's new
What?
red.
New
Right.
red
New
3DS.
red.
Yeah.
It's new.
It's new. It reminds me of I had the SP, the red Crimson Red Game Boy SP, and I think that's the same kind of
Yeah.
red that they
Yeah.
used for that. So I'm excited for red.
New Red.
Jeff
And
Jeff
no games.
Gersman Jeff Gersman from Giant Bomb had tweeted. He said the new 3DS just got announced, and the two colors are new red and new black. And so he said it's the new black. I like that.
Yeah. What about you, Nate?
I've had a decently long history with Nintendo. My first console was the Game Boy Pocket. I never had the NES or Super Nintendo, so that kind of skipped over me. I didn't really, I wasn't into video games at that generation, so my Game Boy was my first introduction, and I really only played Pokemon on that. Like, I think I had blue, my brother had red, then I got yellow. Oh man, and then gold and silver.
Yeah.
It was a Pokemon machine.
I
Like plain and simple, there was really no other games.
Yeah, I played
were
mainly
important.
Pokemon like almost solely for like 9 years, so like that's basically what I did. I didn't really. That was the extent of my gaming experiences really as a child.
Hey.
And then I played some Mario games.
Gen 2 is best gen.
It is. It really
Gen
is.
2 is the best.
Gen 2
is
is the
pretty good.
best.
I'm kind of conflicted
Yeah.
between Gen 2 and Gen 3. But that leads
I
me
know,
to I had a Nintendo 64, and that was the shit. Between like Super Smash Bros. And Super Mario World 64, or Super Mario 64, damn, those were fun as hell. I remember those really fondly.
Banjo-Kazooie and
Yeah.
Banjo-Tooie.
I never
Banjo
played
3.
those. I know. Good one.
Oh.
I never played those. I guess like I never heard of them. Like I didn't really follow video games that much, so it was pretty much whatever I
Excuse
think
me.
my parents got me was what I played. So yeah,
Banjo Kazooie Nuts and
Like-
Dick.
I never played Ocarina or Majora's, so that kind of generation skipped over me. I guess my next thing that I had was I didn't have a Game Boy Color, so I had a Game Boy Advance. Yeah,
Yeah, fuck
and-
colors.
yeah, fuck them. Especially Sonic Color. Fuck Sonic Color.
This feels like a round table, like alcohol. Yep. So the first time I played a Nintendo game was in 1996.
I've been clean for a few months now. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
We have.
It's true. Like I said, I'll get to that later. So yeah, my favorite games on that were Pokemon Gen 3 and Metroid Fusion. Holy hell, that is my favorite Metroid game, hands down. That was a masterpiece. Like,
it's up
oh
there,
my
but
god, that was so fun.
it's up.
We should probably
There.
get that.
But I like. What was the other one that came out
Zero
for
Suit,
Game Boy Advance? Metroid
Zero.
Zero Mission.
Yeah.
Zero Mission. Yeah, we've had this talk a few times. I love Metroid games. I remember Metroid Fusion being one of the first portable games that genuinely scared me because I was being followed by the
by the fucking clone, the X
Yeah.
clone.
Yep.
Oh my god, that was fucking terrifying.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
Oh my god. But yeah, my brother actually, without me knowing, sold the Nintendo 64 and bought a PS1, and that was a dark day. That was it was a really dark day. I wound up liking
but
the
you had
PS1,
Crash
and
Bandicoot.
I did.
True.
And
Chrono Trigger.
and
Let's start
after
Tricks Bandicoot.
after the
Suikoden.
PS2 came out, I got that. and
JRPGs.
I kind of skipped over GameCube. So
Yeah.
I had an
Why?
SP and I had a DS, and DS was. I had a ton of games for DS. I mean,
Oh, me too.
I guess
played
I
Super
don't
Mario
really have a
64
favorite one from
on
there.
DS. Yeah,
But
that was the first time I played Super Mario 64. It was on DS, and I
The
played
new
it on a plane. Yeah, and I left it on the plane. I was 10, and I thought I left it on the plane, but my mom had actually picked it up, and she told me, she said, "Oh my God, did you leave it on the plane? Now we have to go back and get it." And then
she
she
fucked with
actually
you.
had it. Yeah, she fucked with me.
Oh my God.
That was so sad.
That sounds like the worst thing ever.
Yeah, it was. I was mostly worried about my save data.
We were like, what the fuck? They're gonna wipe it, the plane.
I was gonna lose it.
I think we're gonna have to
No
call
matter
this.
progress.
We're gonna have to call this this podcast the '90s Kid Nostalgia Hour.
Yeah, even though I don't remember the 90s. At all.
You're not a true '90s kid.
No, I'm not at all. But I didn't have a DVD player until like 2005, so I saw a lot of things from the 90s.
I didn't have a Blu-ray player until this summer. My Xbox One. Yeah.
You don't really need one.
So I went from PS2 to Wii again. I think when I was 13 in like
Ew.
2003, somewhere around there. So yeah, I had the Wii, and the best game on there, hands down, was Twilight Princess. Oh yeah.
Do you guys remember
Yeah.
Wii music for Nintendo Wii?
I remember it.
hated
I
it.
remember it also being a train wreck.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say now that I hated the Wii. Like, I own one. I owned solely a Wii for a really long
I
time.
learned to
and
hate the Wii. It was the
Oh,
coolest
God,
thing
it
for
was-
like a month or two, and
I
then
never liked it. I never enjoyed it. I got it when everyone else
you-
wanted it, and
right back. I need to plug
Okay.
in my web camera.
no, you don't.
It's about to die. It's my
Yeah.
phone.
You're about to die.
So Nate was telling me that one of his favorite, I think it is his favorite Legend of Zelda game, is Twilight Princess, and I played that game all with motion controls, and I think that is what ruined that fucking game for me.
Could you play with the GameCube controller on the Wii version?
Yes.
Okay.
For a second with the GameCube controller, but man, did the motion controls fucking suck for that. Oh my
God.
god. Jeez. Yeah, Nate, we were just talking about Twilight Princess and how you love that game.
Okay,
Did you play that game with motion controls when you first played it?
I did. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Oh, motion controls in that game.
Immediately keeps lagging at the best
Yeah.
time.
It was like,
It was like some auto-tune fucking like, sexy like whoa, goddamn, that motion control sucks. Like, oh, what a good song.
I didn't think
Even
motion
Miley
controls were that bad
Cyrus
for
of
that game.
webcams.
I mean, it was literally going like this to swing the sword. It wasn't. You didn't have to be precise. I think they kind of updated that with Skyward Sword, but I never played Skyward Sword, so.
I hate all motion controls. It's just it's annoying to me. I don't know, especially since I've normally
It
played.
was a gimmick
off
that
TV.
everybody fell for, and it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
It's one of those gimmicks that's like you play with it, like I said, for a month, and you're
Yeah.
like, wow, this is the coolest shit ever, and then you realized I fucking fell for it.
Yeah, I hate standing.
I don't want to
It's the
be
worst.
I don't want to be ageist or anything, but I think a solid target audience for motion controls is old people at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been to a lot of retirement homes,
but
and
then
always
they
have-
can't turn on the system. They have to get someone else to do that.
I mean, I guess.
I don't know. My grandparents can't. Like they always
That's
were
hilarious.
they like the Wii, but they couldn't use it without the assistance of someone younger than
It's
them.
really weird.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah, I got a Wii. I was on that hype train for a while, and then I realized I fell for it, and that's when I sold that shit and got an Xbox 360. that wasn't
Yeah.
the end of Nintendo for me because I held off on getting a 3DS for the longest time,
Yeah, me
but
too.
I was pretty hyped on Pokemon X and Y. Uh, not at the beginning, but like after everyone said like, "Holy shit, it was really fucking cool. You should really get it," and I got a deal on it. I think on Black Friday or something, and I just took it out of my desk for the first time in what's got to be like almost a year now.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
That's.
Put it up again, Gabe.
Yeah. Well,
it,
I play it like every day, so
my 3DS is collecting dust. I haven't turned that shit on in
play
forever.
Dying Light on it.
I
On
don't,
3DS.
I don't think so.
Play Call of Duty Black Ops.
What a great port.
Call of Duty Black Ops. That was on the Wii U, was it? Probably not. Do
No,
you guys
but it was
wanna-
on the 3DS. Black
Was
Ops
it
2 was on
really?
Wii U.
Oh god.
Hilarious.
But yeah, I also got a Wii U this summer. While there was a really good sale on it, I got a ton of games for it, and the Wii U for
Ton of
for a
games?
decent price.
I heard the
Ton
Wii U doesn't
of
have
games.
any.
I heard the Wii U literally has dozens of games.
I heard it has 0.
There's literally dozens of them.
I looked it up on Wikipedia, and, well, actually my friend did, my friend Jamal, and he told me
Good old Jamal.
that there are 0 games on Wii U's Wikipedia page. So, that's why
Someone's
I
playing.
that one.
Yeah, well, my uncle works for Nintendo, and he says that they're
Yeah.
making more games.
That's a
My
new.
uncle works for Ouya, and he said the same thing.
There's a game. There's a Twine game called My Uncle Works for Nintendo, and it's like a horror-based Twine game. Just so you know,
There's
that's
this-
a real thing.
There's a game called A Story About My Uncle, and it's about my sex life.
That's
Oh.
upsetting.
Oh,
Now that we've caught up to the Wii U,
But hold on, Matt. Going back to
damn.
my point. I got the Wii U, and it was pretty much the same thing as the Wii. It was super cool for like a fucking few months, and then I haven't played it since I think this summer,
Yeah,
or since like probably September-ish,
500
right,
Days
Meals?
of Summer. Yeah.
like August, September.
yeah, I've played your Wii U about the same amount you have.
Yeah, it's basically both of ours at this point. The amount of hours that we've both sunk into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm Nintendo clean for about a few months now.
You gotta play that Captain Toad.
Nah,
Oh, I want Captain Toad so bad.
no
Yeah,
interest.
Captain Toad.
It was a fun mini game, and
That was my Captain Toad.
So what do you guys
that
what do
was
you guys like about the Wii U right now? Because it's been very hit or miss seemingly.
I think
What do you
it's
guys
been
like
very
about it?
hit. I like that it doesn't have a bunch of garbage on it like the Wii did.
Well,
Like,
that's because
it's
Nintendo doesn't
so
allow
easy
garbage.
Yeah, exactly. They don't anymore.
Well,
It's great.
not true.
Well, it's just because third parties aren't
on their
supporting them, really. But I
on
don't
their
really mind.
eShop, there is
Yeah.
a ton of garbage on their
Yeah.
eShop.
Have you seen Meme
There
Run?
I bought Meme Run.
You would.
That's just, yeah, I want to review
No,
it.
no.
but- yeah. Someone actually gave me money to buy it, so.
What do you guys like
you
about
wanna play
it?
it.
Because I'm not getting
What?
it. What do you
Yeah,
like
it's
about it?
It's a good party console.
Okay,
If
so
you have
here's-
like some friends over, like
For me,
ahead.
Nintendo. People always say Nintendo is stuck in the past, and I totally agree with that. But I think right
But that's
now
where
they're
they
stuck in the past.
rule.
They're stuck in the past in the best possible ways because they don't charge subscription fees for online. Maybe their online sucks, but I don't use online anyway, for the most part. And if I
Internet.
did, like, it's not that big of a deal for me if it doesn't work all that well. I'd rather just not pay. Secondly, the games aren't like half-assed and then the rest is DLC or whatever. Like a lot of other games are. They don't update their games like to the extent that other developers have to with like Assassin's Creed Unity or something like that. Like these games are really polished, and they
That is
release
now,
full
by
games.
the way, Assassin's Creed is now the de facto game for when you're saying, it didn't have to get updated so it wasn't bullshit, and it's now Assassin's Creed Unity is that game. Like,
It is that
everyone's like,
game. It
let me
is.
give you the example for
I
bullshit.
accidentally
Assassin's Creed
stole
Unity.
that game, and I don't want it anymore. So can someone take this off of
Wait,
my hands?
how do you accidentally steal it?
From GameFly, like I accidentally sent back an empty package, and I just canceled my subscription, so I need to get rid of this game.
I thought you were saying like the Pirate Bay slipped it into your computer really sneaky, like something like
No, I'm not allowed to acknowledge the Pirate Bay anymore on this show.
Yeah, Gabe's already like said like 800 incriminating things about himself on the show. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you're really drunk, like I was the other night, like Nintendo's the way to go. And
God,
when
I have to stop belching.
when you're about to kill somebody, like Nate, play Nintendo games and you'll stop wanting to do that.
You mean like how we're gonna murder Nate, or how Nate's gonna murder
Yeah.
someone?
How
How we're gonna
going to
murder Nate. Good. All right,
Yeah.
good.
Thank God for Nintendo.
Yeah. Yeah,
I have
thank God
Nintendo
for
to thank
this.
for my life.
Woo!
Amelia, do you like the Wii U? Do you,
Yeah, Meals, you can go.
how do you like
do
the
I
Wii
like
U?
the Wii U? Am I lagging right now?
No, you're good.
Okay. For me, the Wii U is something I want to
Get the shit
own
outta here,
but
Gabe.
will not pay for.
So that is the same.
So you want to pirate it?
But I don't need to own it because I have Nate's Wii U.
You can go to the
Yeah,
piratebay.com and
I
pirate
found
that Wii U.
Again.
Like Nate has
hardware.
has the Wii U, and I can buy games and play them on his Wii U. Like
Yeah.
I will buy Treasure Tracker if you want. I
Well,
I would
I think-
love to. I would love what?
I think we can all come to the agreement here that most Nintendo fans generally don't have any friends. So, they can't actually do that.
That's just you, Gabe.
I think the only game that I even have slight interest in the Wii U now is the open world Zelda game, and we'll see if they don't fuck that up.
Yeah.
I'm really
I don't really care about that game.
I still want to play Wind Waker HD all the way through.
Still haven't finished it. Still
Um,
probably won't.
I still want to play. There's a lot on there. I would love a lot on there. I'm really excited to see what's the ink game? It's the multiplayer. You have to like cover the map in ink. Splatoon.
Splatoon.
Yeah, that game looks fun.
Like, because it's a weird reference to a Splatoon, like,
Yeah.
it's not, and that's good, like, it's not about literally that, but it's such, like, when you think about it, you're like, oh, that's cute, Splatoon, it sounds like that other word, and it's about splatting paint on things. But also,
Splatoon.
it's a reference to literally spitting, like, tobacco shit out of your mouth into a
Don't
thing.
think that. No, it's not. It's splat, like a play on words,
You
for
think
like
so?
paint and
Oh, like, just splatting paint and, like,
and
cartoon.
platoon, like a group of people.
You think so? Oh, God,
Yes.
Maybe I just read it horribly wrong then, and I'm like,
Yeah,
why are you referencing?
Yeah, Matt, I didn't know what you were talking about there. I was definitely on the
It has
nature.
nothing to
noticed
do with
the two.
Splatoons.
But it's
Yeah,
like
Matt, now you can buy Wii U.
it's literally like one letter away from being Splatoon.
That's on you, dude.
Nate,
It's on them!
Matt, you just don't get the whimsical nature of Nintendo, okay? You just
I guess.
Yeah,
But, like-
Nintendo does what Sega don't. Sega don't.
let me the 3DS or sorry, the Wii U aside, the new 3DS is coming out, and
Yeah.
I am planning on
New
buying
3DS
that.
XL.
The new,
'cause
yeah,
The new one, the regular sized one, isn't coming to the United States.
yeah. I don't care because 200's not that bad to shell out for it anyways. I am really excited for that because there are about 5 games that I've been waiting to play, but I've just been waiting for a better 3DS to play them on. I'm
Do you
waiting.
not
I was
have a
You have the original 3DS.
You have the
Yeah.
original, which is a tiny piece of garbage.
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
Also,
I-
I literally didn't. I told everyone that I didn't own Nintendo hardware until the 3DS. I bought a regular 3DS like used after, and then like after 3 months, I was like, why did I buy? Like the 3DS XL was out, but I was just being cheap, and then I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I need to sell this and get the XL now because this is a piece of shit.
So yeah, I have 5 games that I want to play for 3DS, and I'm gonna admit something. When I bought my 3DS originally, I meant to buy one of these games, but totally forgot it existed and never ended up buying it.
What was it?
Which one?
That'll be the last one I say. So the first 3
Last of
games,
Us?
I hope it's Animal Crossing.
the first I want that one day, but anyways, the first 3 games I'm gonna get when I get the new 3DS XL, I think are going to be
Smash Brothers?
both of the Zelda 3D remakes, so the Ocarina and the Majora's Mask one, the Link Between Worlds.
Great game. Okay,
Which
you know
I
what?
would-
Yeah, I played that as well on the 3DS. That's my favorite game on the 3DS, and
I
that's
will
the only
buy
redeeming
I will
thing.
buy your copy off of you.
Yeah, okay.
Super Smash Brothers, which I've been really holding off for because I really want it.
Super Smong Bros.
Last but not least, I forgot to get Mario and Luigi Dream Team, and I heard it
Yeah.
was incredible. And I love the Mario RPGs. They're so good. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot to buy that game. I don't know how I forgot about it, but I was so excited for it, and I bought Kingdom Hearts for 3DS, and I played that for a while.
Dream Drop Distance?
Yeah.
Did you play Kid Icarus?
No, I had no
You
interest.
Uprising
in
one?
What? I love that game. Your arm might fall off, but it's worth it.
I
What?
played.
It makes your wrists
speaking of-
hurt because the controls are weird.
Oh, good.
They had to
Speaking
include
of,
like a stand for the 3DS just so your arm doesn't fall off, basically.
Speaking of terrible controls for a game, when the original DS came out, there was Super Mario 64 for DS, which we were talking
Yeah.
about. I
had that.
used for most of that game, I used the touchpad for the camera
You're a dumbass.
Hmm.
because I wanted a reason to use the touchpad.
It was
awesome.
horrible.
It was terrible. I don't know. It was terrible. It was like I played Metroid Prime Hunters, and to aim in that game, you had to use the touchpad. It's terrible. Ugh.
But going back to the Wii U, we didn't say what kind of I really enjoy about it. It's a really good party game machine, like more so than I believe the PS4 and the Xbox One is, and that's what it really excels at. If you have like some friends over, which is rare in the case of Nintendo fans, like we said, but you know that moment that you do, it's a really good party game where like I think Nintendo is kind of driving that kind of asymmetric gameplay trend that we're seeing a little bit of this generation, and I think that's super interesting from a game design perspective.
Hey,
Yeah.
I think that the only thing that is out to combat the Wii U in terms of party games is the Jackbox Party Pack, and that is the only platform that is not on is Wii U.
That's really weird.
Yeah,
It's fun,
that
but
should be.
I just don't think it compares to all of the games that you could play
Yeah.
on the Wii U.
No,
with-
I'm just saying. Yeah, that's the only game that really combats it,
yeah.
I
and
think that's the only.
it should be on Wii U.
And Ubisoft has that board game pack of things on
Literally
every
no
console except
idea.
Wii U as well.
Literally
Yeah.
no idea what you're talking
I
about.
have literally no idea where I am right now.
What? They have Monopoly and all kinds of stuff on.
They have a monopoly? Yes,
consoles.
they do.
You know, because when
Yeah.
you didn't, like, it was so hard to play
No.
Monopoly with real people on a real board.
It is hard because I lose all the pieces or I eat them. I don't know.
How do we make Monopoly
Matt, you got it.
more
Matt, stop
frustrating?
listening.
I can't. I drank a
It's an
woodchuck in
endless
like
runner.
5 minutes, and it's just all burps now.
You gotta stop that.
It's all burps.
Bless
But
you.
what Nate said about it being, I think that's the place where the Wii U really, they excel in like those two departments. Like, if you want Nintendo games, you have to come here, and also, co-op, like couch co-op is like that's their two things. Is like
Oh yeah.
if you want to play anything Nintendo, Ooh,
There's nothing
that was-
more infuriating than Super Mario 3D Land for Wii U.
Oh yeah. Fond
Do you
memories.
not like it?
No, I love that game.
It's
Oh.
With one person.
it's super fun.
With me and me alone.
Oh,
As a
that's so
solo
funny.
game.
I've heard such different things. I heard that people love playing it together and it's crazy.
I
If
reviewed
they
it,
cooperate, which
and it
is
just does
the
not
very
work
rare case.
What game?
I said I reviewed it, and it just does not work well with a lot of people.
Yeah.
With more than one, really, unless you're on the same skill level doing the same thing with the same goals. And normally you're not, because one person is trying to get to the end as quickly as possible, and then another person wants to explore a little bit, and you can't do that.
So it would be like me and Nate playing. Nate would want to explore everything and collect everything, and I would
Yep.
just run. I would run, and then when he wouldn't run with me, and he's pulling the camera back, I'd pick him up and throw him off the edge of the map.
Or
But that's
yeah.
I don't know. I guess that's why I heard it was fun. It's it's a weird competition in Mario somehow. I don't know.
I think the one thing, the one mistake they did was give the leader the crown. Like the person that has the most points in that game gets a crown.
Yeah, fuck that. That makes me so mad.
I think people like that. I thought it made it competitive.
No,
and fun.
it's
It's healthy
good at
competition,
that.
but for the wrong reason. You end
Yeah.
up playing the game for the wrong reason.
exactly.
Yeah. You're not playing it. You're no longer playing it for the beautiful, because that game is gorgeous. You're no longer playing it for the the beautiful levels and everything. Everyone's just fucking throwing each other off the level until you run out of lives.
It's true.
It is fun though. It's like playing those so there's levels in that game. They're Plessy levels, and you're basically just on a Loch
They're
Ness
great.
monster type
They're
thing.
the best.
And you just hop up and down and shit, and you can control the sea monster, and you have to go through levels as that. With 4 people, it's utter chaos. There is no way to get through those levels. If this one person holds left and you fall off a cliff.
Yeah, I never played those levels with multiple people. I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah.
But one of the best party games I've ever played on Wii U is Nintendo Land, and that was the game that shipped with the console.
Yeah,
That's
played
the reason I
Nintendo
bought the
Land for
system.
I played Nintendo Land for the first time over this holiday break at your house meals.
It looks
And
like
it was
holiday
fun.
break is still happening in your room, Nate.
Oh, yeah, it's very festive here.
But what were you saying?
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, not fun enough to buy it outright since I'm pretty much done spending money on the Wii U, but it was fun. Like we had 6
did
or
you get
7
Smash
people
Brothers?
in your basement, just
Like
playing
screaming
Nintendo
at
Land.
screens. Yeah, it's the best part about that game is everybody just gets so into it, is yelling out all the time. Like there's one of the games is Mario Chase, where one person's Mario and 4 people are Toads, and you have to chase Mario and tackle him down. And it's a circular map, and it's quartered into different colors, and it's on 3 levels going up.
And the Toads have to communicate where Mario is and try and corner him, but Mario's just a little bit faster than the Toads.
Yeah, and it is
really
the
have to
most
work
it's
together.
the
Frantic.
most ass clenching fun. You're just sitting there no, Mario's here, and you run, you go and tackle and you miss, and everyone's like, no, it's just it's so high energy, and it's really really good for those settings. That was on New Year's Eve I did that sort of stuff. We did that. We played Jackbox and we played Mario and Super Smash Brothers. So 75% of the time we were playing anything, it was on the Wii U, and I had about 7 people over. So I mean, it really just goes to show that if anyone has a Wii U, they're instantly they're bringing the party with them.
Yeah,
I think
Bringing the party with.
It
That sounds
really
like an
is
ad for
the
Chuck E.
party
Cheese.
console.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it excels at, and I think Nintendo should
I'll be
stick
right
to
back.
that.
Me and
But
Elliot will be right
Unfortunately, I guess the market doesn't agree with them, since the Wii U is not doing that well in the market, and really what's making Nintendo money at this point is their mobile games. Their 3DS market is super healthy. Like,
And the
because of their
Mute-Ups.
3DS market, they turned a profit
Like that is
last quarter.
the reason that their console isn't making the money is exactly why people like it. It's like I don't know how Nintendo fixes itself in terms of getting a wider audience and getting more people to buy their stuff, which they would like eventually.
Third-party games and
Yeah.
And that's not
one
what
controller
there's
that
no
makes
support.
sense.
Yeah, and that's
I think-
not like
I think
what they're
limiting,
doing.
like, it's great that they have so many controller options, but limiting it to one would make it so much less confusing for the general public.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
and
Nintendo
that's what
loves
they
their
need.
gimmicks.
Also, a
They
name
do,
that
they
didn't
do.
literally sound like it was just an add-on. Like, eventually, like, all the gamers know what it
Yeah.
is. But, like, my parents literally, I was like, do you guys have any interest in... Because, like, I was wondering... Because, like, I did not... My family actually owned a Wii. I forgot to mention that. My family owned a
Yeah.
Wii. I was not like, hey, you guys should get us a Wii. They were just, like, literally everyone and their literal grandmother owned a Wii. And my parents were like, oh, we got you guys a Wii for Christmas one year. I was like, that's weird, considering I know video games and you didn't talk to me about this.
They fell into the hype. The hype was real.
I mean, the hype is
It was.
still real. When I go home on Christmas break, I play Wii games. So, like, I don't know what you're talking. I still play Mario Kart on that thing. It's awful, but I love it.
Oh,
Anyway,
the worst Mario Kart.
I still like it. So anyway, let me
It's
tell you
horrible.
about.
It's literally the worst Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I don't think it's horrible, but
It's
I mean,
god
I
awful.
know that
Worst
it is,
It is
but
disgusting
literally
bad.
the general public, that is fun because you get to hold like a stupid plastic wheel, and it's people things. People like.
no,
But
it's
there's
just,
no DLC.
That was never
I-
the thing that.
I'm not sure if you were serious or not.
Well, there
What
is.
was it?
I
Oh,
think
wait.
that.
What?
I used a
Uh,
classic controller for that.
But so
Wasn't that bad?
that's what we're doing. We're pooping on each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I was saying was so to like gauge like how the people outside of like the people who are in the know about gaming, right? I was like, do you guys have an interest in the Wii U? And they're like, oh, we saw that. Is that like that new? It's the new controller for the Wii, but we didn't like see why we would want it. And like normal people still don't know, guys. They just like
Yeah.
if you don't know about video games and your child doesn't tell you it's a new console,
It was
like-
literally the worst name they could have went with.
yeah.
And I
Yeah.
fucking guarantee you. Hold on. I guarantee you the next Wii console or the next Nintendo console is going to be the new Wii U.
If it fucking
It's
is,
gonna
No
be the
way.
new Wii
literally
U.
No way.
shooting themselves.
New
They're literally that's
Wii
what they're doing with the 3DS.
U.
They
Ugh.
have to be aware of the
Or the Wii
repercussions of that. It's.
I don't know if they
I
do.
know.
I
know
really
the Wii
don't
U
know
was
if
a
they do.
mistake, but they were just like trying to hop on the success train of the original Wii.
Well, why
But
didn't
now
why,
they've realized that doesn't work, so they're not going to do that again.
why didn't they just call the new 3DS XL the 3DS LL?
I don't know,
what,
because-
like, 'cause that's what it is in Japan. Like,
Yeah, but
like,
in Japan they don't have XL.
I know,
clothing or something,
but
and-
like, it would at least be a way to distinguish it. Like Nate brought up a good point recently. It's like, how the hell are they gonna sell a used new
Yeah.
3DS XL at GameStop?
That's hilarious. I didn't even think about the used market for that yet.
And it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
the used new 3DS XL. Like,
Imagine a confused mother that doesn't know what she's doing in a GameStop, trying to get something for her child for Christmas. Like, what the
How do you-
I
and then
was
how
still
do you say-
thinking
Remember
of-
It's so convoluted.
how do you
Remember
say?
the DSi? They could have done something like that with like the
Yeah.
3DSi or the 3DS Lite or something like that.
But like, but now some poor lady's gonna walk into a GameStop and say, I'd like a brand new 3DS XL, wanting the old 3DS XL because it's cheaper, and she's gonna accidentally buy a new 3DS XL.
I mean, the kid will be happy
Ah.
because he got the new one.
Well, yeah, but like, it's like, I don't know, it's
It's
fucked
dumb.
up.
It's dumb.
Video games are
Nintendo is
dumb.
bad at naming things.
Yeah.
So you guys, I don't know. So what do you think the Wii U is bad at? Like, because
Third-party games.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
literally that, right? It's
It's pretty.
Yeah, like I can think of one third-party game, and it's Bayonetta 2.
yeah.
well,
And, like,
that's
I think
the-
even
that's a
Nintendo.
second party
No.
game.
Yeah.
Also.
Nintendo published it.
Yeah, they
Oh,
published
really?
it, so
They did?
technically
Yeah.
it's second, yeah.
Okay, so okay. From a developer that was not initially first party.
I think Watch Dogs came out recently on the Wii U.
Watch
Uh,
Dogs.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it did. Call
Recently.
of Duty Ghosts, Black Ops, Black Ops 2.
But the new good Call of Duty isn't on it.
Angry Birds is on Wii U for $50.
Oh yeah,
No.
Game of
Oh
the
my
Year.
god, let me tell you a story about a 3DS which is related to Angry Birds. Alright, so I bought my 3DS XL after I sold my original 3DS on Craigslist. I then bought the XL on Craigslist, and the lady who I bought it from was like, there's some scratches on it, on like just the center part, and she's like, it's because I just played Angry Birds on it all the time. And like there was distinctive, like just in this one spot, in like a little line to that one spot.
The bottom left where you can drag the bird and let
Yeah.
go.
Yes, there was like distinctive marks only in those two places on the
It was her Angry
3DS
Birds
XL.
machine.
Yeah, literally. And I was like,
Just like my Pokemon Pocket, or not, my Game Boy Pocket was my Pokemon machine.
yeah, but I was just like, literally any phone could also, any smart device, you could have got all of the Angry Birds for like $1 and bought the first generation iPod Touch, right, or whatever, the first generation iPhone, and it would have run this shit's. Like, you could have saved like hundreds of dollars. She literally only played it every day at work for like Angry Birds, enough to like make scratches on the 3DS XL.
You gotta that makes you wonder like how she even
What
came
is
in
happening in
possession-
America?
No. How she came in possession of the 3DS? Like,
Yeah.
did she like
What
tell
is the
some
best way to play Angry Birds?
She told
Not
like
on the 3DS.
Nope.
That's super not it.
she probably told like a
Definitely on the
boyfriend or
Ouya.
something that she's a gamer, and then he got her a 3DS, and she's like, oh, thank God, now I can play Angry Birds in peace. Oh,
Oh my god.
that's terrible.
But yeah, I
But-
really don't know any other way the Wii U can improve without support from third parties.
It will be their GameCube, right? Like, it's just GameCube Part 2, which is like Nintendo fans really like it because they get cool Nintendo games, and no one else bought it because it was this weird thing that wasn't. What was before the N64, right? And so
Yes.
they're like, what the fuck
Wii.
is this thing? Yes, Gabe. But
Oh,
so
God.
it's
The
I don't know.
GameCube
I'm
is-
interested to see what they'll do next because last time after the GameCube they had the Wii, and like, dude, if they're thinking they're gonna hit Wii magic again, yeah, right. Like that ain't happened twice. So like, I don't know. I'm genuinely
They're-
curious what they're concocting.
Their best bet to probably make the most money is to probably conform to kind of what Microsoft and Sony are doing with their probably next console. I mean, the next Nintendo console is
I
going
just
to
can't see them doing that.
much
Like,
before
I have a crazy
Sony's and Microsoft next console. But the one way that they can make a buttload of money is by having their games on mobile markets besides the 3DS. Really, like App Store,
They
iOS,
will
and
never
3DS is
do
doing
that.
well though.
they will do, like, they will double their money if they do
But
that.
they won't. That's
They
just
won't.
not- That's never gonna happen.
That's not Nintendo. Like
They're
they
too
make
cool
their
for it.
games for that hardware.
Nintendo
Yeah.
won't do it. Yeah.
Their games are too tied to the hardware.
I think the only way to kind of put them back in the race is to make their consoles able to actually compete with the next what will be the next gen consoles in terms
Yeah.
of hardware.
Has
Yeah.
anyone?
That's partly what I meant by conform to
Yeah.
what Sony and Microsoft are doing.
Yeah, no, I
The
know.
other part of that is to no more gimmicks.
Yeah,
Stop.
the gimmicks were fun for a while, and now I think it's time to grow up.
Listen, like when they made the Wii and made so much money
where
that
you
they
go.
literally had nowhere to put it, they were like, "Oh no, our money's flowed out to the streets." Like, I don't know. You tell
It printed
Nintendo, like,
money.
yeah, you tell Nintendo like, stop with the gimmicks. They're like, "Do you remember the Wii? Everyone had a Wii." Like, like, did you remember the thing that printed dollars? Like, I don't know.
Now
I
you
don't
can
know,
have one
like,
of these
I
again.
I know that's not the answer as well, but like, I don't. What else?
and then slap make a version of a console where you slap a character that everyone likes on it, and everyone buys them in 3 seconds. Look at the Majora's Mask in
It's so
3DS XL.
true. It's so true.
It's like oh, sold out in 3 minutes. Like, what the fuck happened? Like,
So if you just they released a Wii U with like Mario's dick on it, and like they're done. They're good. That's all they need to do.
Is that gonna be called the Wii Splooge?
Oh, come on.
Yes.
I don't know if we can do any better. I think on that note, we're done here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Have you
Nintendo's
guys-
doing a good. Well, hold on. My last thing I
Sure.
want to say is
Last word.
I think that this most recent Nintendo Direct had a lot to show. I think that it actually made me kind of excited for oh god, the games I can't think of. The RPG, the open world RPG, I think, or whatever. The one that used that the
Zelda?
what? No, the
X Xenoblade.
Xenoblade.
Oh.
Yeah.
That game, or I think a lot of that stuff looked really impressive. I
hell
think
yeah.
there's a lot of good stuff coming down the road here. Once I get the new 3DS, I'll probably buy into the amiibo market. We didn't really touch on that,
Oh god.
but
Yeah.
Let's not, because Gabe won't shut
loves
up.
amiibos.
Yeah.
and I think that Nintendo is slowly learning, but I think right now they're not in the best spot. But I'm still going to be buying their stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Aw.
Gabe, do you have any final thoughts
Let's
on
see if I fall for Nintendo's next.
Yeah, they need to restock those goddamn amiibos so I can buy them.
No.
Which one do you need, Gabe?
I need 3 of them. I need Villager, Pit, and Captain Falcon.
Didn't Captain Falcon sell out the fastest or something?
I
Of
think
course
so.
he did. He's fucking Captain.
The only one I wanted from the beginning was Pit.
I'm like, yeah,
I love
Captain.
Kid Icarus.
That's awesome.
All right, Matt, you want to
Boy.
send us off?
I will send us off, but I also have a final thought. As I started it, I'm like, I haven't owned a Nintendo console. Let me talk about it.
Go ahead.
So I've heard this idea posited before, and I think it's not the worst one. And also because of like recent, like everyone who owns like a PS4 and the Vita, or like a PS3 and the Vita is like, this cross-buy shit's cool. Like owning a thing on both consoles is really cool. Playing it like remotely from my room is cool, and like people like doing that with the Wii U too. Hey Nintendo, you have a handheld that like everyone is like, this is the best one, and you got like, why not the next console should just like seriously do your fucking thing and unite the goddamn hardware with your goddamn mobile thing, so you can play this, like you buy it there and then you got to like, you should have been able to buy the goddamn the Smash Bros and been able to play it both places. Like, come on, like. It was right, and then you could play it with your friends.
You can use your 3DS as a controller.
So like, why not? Exactly, right? Like, it just I don't know. Like, to me, that seems like the most sense. Like, because their handheld platforms have always done so well. People always like, right? So like, it just
they did recently announce the first cross-buy game, like first-party cross-buy game from Nintendo. I forgot what it was, but they're working on that. It's just, I feel like with their current eShop system, that whole ecosystem doesn't work well together, and your accounts aren't completely tied together on both platforms. They just need, at this point, they need to start over fresh with a new console and fix all of those problems with it.
Yeah.
And one, I actually just read a headline really quick here. Actually, kind of depressing headline, but Nintendo has sold just 9.2 million Wii U units since its launch in 2012.
Which is like
I read that this morning.
that is still under where the Xbone and the PS4 were a while.
Which are a year newer than the Wii U.
Yeah, it came out a year after that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's all I got on Nintendo. So
yeah. I think we have definitely touched on, like, they do super good stuff, but like they seriously just need, like, it's so weird. It's like they don't look at their competitors, but kind of do. Like, they look at them out of the periphery, and they're like, I kind of know what's happening in the real world. Nintendo.
Like, I feel
they don't have to. Yeah.
I feel so shitty, like saying Nintendo conform. Like, That's something I never want to say, but like Nintendo is just
They
not
don't need
doing
to.
well.
They don't need to conform entirely. They just need
Yeah.
to conform in some aspects.
Look at what the stupid. I'm telling you.
They need to compete.
Look, everyone like loves their stupid Vita, and if Nintendo did that shit, everyone
Nobody
would be
loves
like,
the Vita.
People
okay,
who own
everyone
it
who
do.
everyone who owns the Vita loves it. If Nintendo, who everyone already loves, did it, and they would be like, oh wait, all of these awesome 3DS games I have on my Wii U and vice versa, and I can like play them remotely. Like, I don't know. It seems like duh, do it. Like, that's just my butt.
Yeah.
That's just my butt on the Wii U and Nintendo.
Yeah.
And I think that's all of our butts on the Wii U.
That's all of
Yep.
our butts on the Wii, all of our farts on the Wii U.
Yep.
So
Smoke cigarettes, kids. Stay in school.
All right. You want to take us out?
Yes. Yes, I do. So thank you everybody for joining us on this episode of this Home Button Podcast, which is what I'm just, or the Button Press,
My first one.
or Nate's first one, Gabe's first one, the first one where I just kind of didn't say much, which is I think was good.
Follow me.
You burped.
I burped. That's true. I didn't talk much, but
He burped. We laughed. We cried.
we cried. We Nintendo'd.
We smoked meth.
We didn't
No,
do that one.
that was just you, Gabe. Actually. All right, take it away. Matt.
So yes, you can follow. So thanks everyone for joining us. You can follow Gabe at. and then
Gabe
Gabe's-
Carey.
There we go, and then Emilio at,
Emilio Fornatora.
and Nate finally at.
Nate Lubetsky.
And you can follow me at Matt_Clink, and you can
Oh,
follow.
wow. Good timing. My camera just cut out.
Nice, perfect. And you can follow all the Home Button stuff at. You can follow the Home Button on Facebook, Twitter, at Home Button Cast, I believe, is those two places. And the YouTube channel is Home Button Official, and I believe Twitch. Oh no, Twitch. Our Twitch and Twitter are Home Button Cast. Our Facebook and YouTube are Home Button Official. Super good and easy. We got it. And you can, so like I said, those places, follow us, all that stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.